Yes, that was about what I was going to say. But I remember dragon being the source of sort of bewilderment last time. It seems to be flying away into the sunset now. Less interesting than one might have hoped. If that's what it turns out to be, that's what it turns out to be. I do not have any particular rush for Dragon Souls right about now. Got 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words of power I could use them on. So I think I actually should. Let's see here, what would I like? Become ethereal? Yes, why not? Then, what else? Drain vitality. If I get more stamina, that's bound to be useful, actually. But I don't know yet. Elemental Fury, faster weapon strikes, Fire Breath, I think I'm still better off with that one. Why not? Flames are nice. There we go, and these two can stay as they are. We still have 5 Dragon Souls left, and we are on our way to High Hrothgar, from which we will probably pay a visit to Hell again. That was the plan, was it not? I think that was it anyway, yes. So for now... Riften and Ivarstead to the left. Yes, that very much seems like a plan. I do hope we this time catch the correct route to the Ivarstead instead of going all the wrong ways around as we started last time. Ivarstead's not down there, that much I can be sure of. Well, this road is somewhat familiar to me already. Perhaps I'll finally manage to do what I'm supposed to do. Though that might well be wishful thinking. That's mind, isn't it? Yes, it very much is. Snapleg Cave. You know what, Hoth? We have the time, we might as well. Do we have the capacity to carry anything? Well, we have something we can take with us, so... I think we'll be taking a look at this place, see what it's all about. Well, it doesn't look too pleasant, does it now? Skeevers. No, this one is not the one I want to use.
Never trust a daydream.
Those skeevers. And there we go. Should be one more coming.
There.
And that's the 3 skeevers down there. Let's see if there's anything particularly interesting. Thank you. Thank you. And the other row's ruined. Don't really need that deer with me. The cave seems to continue further on. I wonder what's in there. spider. And rather aggressive witches, I see. I mean, I would have been willing to talk about it had you given me the chance. But such a rush to get yourselves killed. I'll have to admire your dedication. But come on now. That surely cannot have served you that well all these years. Off, don't point that at me if you could avoid it. It's still a weapon. So what are we doing? Yes, Staff of Paralysis. Well, this is a worthy adventure, having already rid villains of such a piece of equipment. Plentiful magicka. I'll have that, thank you. Frost salts, I don't see any particular use for them. Well, let's have a drink and see what awaits us behind the next corner. Cannot see a thing. This is a wall. Right, I think this is the way we want to be going. Well, want to is a strong word. It's the way that leads forward anyhow. Right, if it's going to be this dark, we are going to be putting up some light. Whatever this was, didn't seem to do much. More spiders. I hear you.
Hello?
Even though I cannot see you, my ears serve me well enough. A torch. I'm not particularly interested in what these creatures have on them.
Hello? Who's there?
A giant spider.
That all you got?
Well, that's that then. You poor bandit. You have fought well. I am sure with this amount of torch shadow. What now? I better not touch that thing. Seems fishy. Still shield of waning magic. I'll take it. Seems useful enough. Oh dear. Foul creatures. Does this go somewhere? Sure does. Not far. But that would be somewhere. Where does this go then?
What was that?
Witches.
That all you got?
Or a hag anyway. See if I cannot find another. Don't think there actually is. Well, didn't hurt to be prepared. That much has to be said. A book on breathing water. Well, I'm not breathing water unless I know I can do it, and I'm pretty unsure of my abilities as of right now. So let's see here. This is another path. Whoa!
Hit like an old lady.
It's like an old lady. Well, she is an old lady. So, yeah. That's what they are firing. I'll see if I don't have potion of resist fire. I actually do not. Well, let's see if I cannot make it without one. We did good. It was closer than I would have liked, but we did get through it in the end. Foul creature. Now let's see here. Yes, the woman. One of your steel bolts, I see, Hoth. That? I'm not exactly even sure what that is. I don't like it. Now let's see. Well, this one I can destroy. Well, yes, I think that's about what I'm going to be using this for right now. Give me back my torch. The path leads this way, yet we have not found the... We did find them. A short memory I've got. Much like a fish. So what's in here then? Gauntlets of major defense. Shield of resist shock. Axe of shocks. Well, I think we just found more use for the table. This should not take long at all. There we go. And as for what we learned of this little excursion of ours, well, that we'll look into once we find that. There it is. Way outside. Ah, it's this room. Alright. I see. Well, back to what I was saying, what we learned of this little excursion was... Well, first of all, we learned how to take a hit. And second of all... Did we get anything for ranged weapon? We could get more damage at range. Though we might want to consider heavy armor. Do have the guard against external magical threats. So that's a thing. And charged attacks could be more powerful. Though then again, what did we have here? Weaponsmith. Could deconstruct and reforge weapons to lightweight, fast and deadly killing tools. Or custom design armor of excellent wearability and added protection. Well, that sure something. In magic, I am less learned, though I would love to know more. Enchanting, I do not do much at all. And then there's, of course, light weaponry. So I could really get up on the flanking bonus, but I don't think that's it. I'll see what I cannot have when I go into armor. Though that's not usually the problem. Could get better weapons, but let's see what the armorer does for us. Maybe that we don't really get much use out of it yet. But once we find enough of the Dwarven metal to forge a set of it for ourselves, we'll see how it turns out. Yes, we will. Nonetheless, now it is the time we continue on our merry way. And we should attempt to reach High Hrothgar before sundown. It is but 1:15, so we should be able to do it, but now that I've said it, I am sure to find some sort of a distraction to stop me from reaching it. Let us not go there. Let's not. One day I'm going to build my house on that hill to remember my early traveling companion.
This one has something sweet for the fellow traveler, if it entices.
Well, it does not. Thank you very much. One day I'm going to build my home upon that hill so that no bandit may ever use it for an ambush again. For that simple reason alone. On this road I saw somebody running to find their friends. Looks like you are vigilants. So we are at Nimalten Wood, so if we continue on the path, we'll get where we want to be. Excellent. A peaceful journey for once, though. I keep jinxing things, don't I? That looks worrying.
Alright, hand over your valuables, or I will gut you like a fish.
Yeah, about what I expected. So I would suggest you walk away before I put you down.
Nice try, but you do not scare me. I am not going to ask again.
And I am not going to suggest again.
Never should have come here.
See? I told you not to try. But what did you do? Also, I really like your hat, so I'll be having that one, thank you. Apart from that, there's not much to mention. So if Hot's horse is here, where did mine go? There you are! You have a good camouflage, don't you? Should have asked for a horse that shows up better from the environment. On the other hand, that may have not been too wise for the survivability of said horse. Or my ability to get the preemptive strike against the bandits, but Who would have guessed? It was about time we found these little things. Can't be bothered to pick up the other pelt. So here we are at Ivarstead. And we can either take our horse for the climb, or we can do the climb on foot. I do think it is for the wisest to leave the horse behind. We can stop at the top if we need to warm up and if we need to rest. And besides, Hoth,
Trade, huh? Alright.
you carry us enough firewood, and just to make sure our tent
Alright.
is of the correct type, so let's get a move on. Try and find the top in an acceptable amount of time.
No, there's 101 ways to skin it.
Though that is a bear on the steps. Yes, the breath of fire was rather useful, though in the end Hoth really delivered the beat down on the creature. I'll just pick up a few bear meat, bring them to my horse once I get back down. We've only started and already we are collecting stuff. A troll. I have heard fire to be a smart thing to use against these creatures. So let's do just that. And feed them a blade. That combination should very much do it. A troll pelt, because why not? I'm not going to be collecting all the fat that's available on that body. Because that would just be silly. Stopping to collect lard of all things. Doesn't even taste good. Ah,
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar.
I sure will, for the wolves do keep an eye out for me. For whatever reason. But on the other hand, would it really be my travels if the wolves were not interrupting every few seconds? By now, it has sadly become the norm. It's a long way up here. Hopefully. I was going to say it's as boring as our travel thus far, but no. And I have contracted a disease from a bear mauling away at my shield. I will have to say this is most annoying. And I can deal with the disease until I get back down. I missed. So one of these is what the Stormcloaks want me to kill for them. Well, I sure can do that once I reach the spot they are sending me to. It's kind of out of the way in the middle of the bloody ocean. A cold ocean at that, but I've heard snowberry extract can help one reach such a location. So perhaps I should see to collecting those as far as I can on my way up. Though being damp in all this frost, that's... a bear. Well, if you insist.
Hello? Who's there?
How'd I miss that? How'd I miss that? That's better.
That all you got? That all you got? No, wrong meeting. That all you got?
Half of my arrows don't seem to do much at all. There we go. Now they don't even give me any back. It would be somewhat of an understatement to say that I am disappointed. Perhaps I should have invested more in the damage from greater distances. Though I mostly use them against dragons and some on the odd chance that these things happen on bears.
I don't know if I can trust you.
But let's see if we cannot travel a wee bit faster. And on the other hand, it's still not exactly appropriate, but we are on a quest to save the world from the world-eating dragon. So surely now, if ever, walking the 7,000 steps with a bit more spring to them is hardly an offense. Just this once. I wonder how far up it's just going to rain. And when we will be facing the... a frost roll. Reminds me of the first time I came here. I will now have to see that... I have the appropriate things ready. What? Well, Hoth, good one. Well, had I taken my horse here, I would have been twice as annoyed for all the interruptions. So I believe it was the correct choice to leave them behind, despite all the weather. How chilly it makes one feel. And how in my drenched state I'm actually quite worried that I might freeze. But I am nearly there. Not much longer now. Yoink! Hopefully the rest of the way will be lenient. Wasn't it right after that corner that I could see the monastery? I sure hope so. For that would be most fortunate. No, not quite yet. There's just corner after corner that I don't remember being on this path. But there it is. There it is. Now I've made my way past.
I like bandits. They always keep their gold in the fire.
I am cold, but I am not freezing. So that's something. Hi Hrothgar, here we are. Splish splash. Now let's see, first things first, where might I find Arngeir? Is he down here somewhere? Cannot see him here, so...
Dovahkiin.
Bore. Einarf. Arngeir.
Sky, guard you.
Well, there's just something I wanted to ask, and that would be the shout used to defeat Alduin.
Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to?
It was recorded on Alduin's wall, Master Arngeir.
The Blades, of course. They specialize in meddling in matters they barely understand. Their reckless arrogance knows no bounds.
And
They
you have a
always
better
sought to
idea?
turn the Dragonborn from the path of wisdom. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes?
I repeat myself. We are trying to defeat Alduin. Are you trying to defeat Alduin?
What I want is irrelevant. This shout was used once before, was it not? And here we are again.
So it
Have
would
you
seem.
considered that Alduin was not meant to be defeated? Those who overthrew him in ancient times only postponed the day of reckoning. They did not stop it. If the world is meant to end, so be it. Let it end and be reborn.
Now that's something I cannot accept. But I take it that you won't be helping me then, huh?
No, not now. Not until you return to the path of wisdom.
Ardonax? That's a name I know.
Dragonborn, forgive me, I was intemperate. I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. Master Einarth reminded me of my duty.
I
The decision
see.
whether or not to help you is not mine to make.
So you can teach me this shout then?
No, I cannot teach it to you because I do not know it.
Oh.
It is called Dragon Rend, but its words of power are unknown to us.
I
We
see.
do not regret this loss. Dragon Rend holds no place within the way of the voice.
Uh-huh. So the shout is lost. How can I defeat Alduin, and what's so bad about
It was
it?
created by those who had lived under the unimaginable cruelty of Alduin's dragon cult.
Uh-huh.
Their whole lives were consumed with hatred for dragons, and they poured all their anger and hatred into this shout.
I see.
You learn a shout, you take it into your very being. In a sense, you become the shout. In order to learn to use this shout, you will be taking this evil into yourself.
So you are saying that now that I can breathe fire, I am fire. I can become a ghost, I am a ghost. And I can use force with voice, I am force. I'm not sure I follow Arngeir. But if the shout is lost, how can I defeat Alduin?
Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses.
Well, I will need to speak to him then.
You weren't ready. You still aren't ready. But, thanks to the blades, you now have questions that only Paarthurnax can answer.
He's your leader, isn't he? I haven't met him yet because... Well, he's your leader, isn't he?
He is our leader. He
Indeed.
surpasses us all in his mastery of the way of the voice.
And I haven't met him because my voice has not opened the way. This is what you told me before, yes?
He lives in seclusion on the very peak of the mountain. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is a great privilege.
So how do I get to the top of the mountain?
Only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax.
Alright. And I am dry just in time too. So everything should be fine. Should be. I hope this Paarthurnax really knows his business.